Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, being Sunday, the 25th of January 2026, I thought I should approach today's session in a particular way for two primary reasons which I'm about to outline. One, some of you may recall that at the beginning of this movement, at the launch of this channel, we specified what our priority areas are and what our interests and focus areas are. And we did say that we'll be looking at a variety of issues or areas which have to do with technology and innovation, but from the point of view of and with the perspective of and for the interests of African people primarily. And we did say that we're going to look at different areas, looking at where African people live, where they work, where they earn a living, where they produce and distribute and disseminate and sell products and services, and where also they express themselves culturally in areas of cultural expression and entertainment, where they play. That's reason number one for today's topic. Reason number two, which also informed the decision to tackle this particular topic today, is, as most of you would know, it's a week now since the conclusion of the African Cup of Nations soccer tournament that was held and concluded last Sunday in Morocco, where Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, emerged amid all the controversies and complications as victors and champions of Africa. And we'd like to congratulate the Lions of Teranga for their achievement. Now, it's for those two reasons that I thought that, given our interests in technology and innovation, so we know now how sports management and administration have evolved over the years, over decades, and how they've incorporated technology in many aspects of it, including its administration and so on. Only a few years ago, there was not many people had thought that there would be something which is going to be as integral and critical part of the game as a video assistance refereeing system, shortly known as VAR. But now it's part of the game. So it's a result of and a demonstration of developments in technology and innovations that have impacted the game. So where does this leave us as the people of the African continent, and and particularly those of us who are active participants in the innovation space? I would like all people to think about how how developments and further developments in technology can and should be utilized in sports management and administration in Africa. In this particular, in this instance, it's soccer, it's football, but in all sporting codes, the question that I'm raising this afternoon, that I would like to raise this afternoon, that I'd like to challenge all of us is, to what extent and what is available, should to the sporting world that technology and innovations in technology management can be incorporated in the administration and management of sports in the continent, and how does that find itself in socio-economic development? How does it impact on that? Because ultimately, as we pointed out at the beginning of this movement, of this channel, ultimately everything should boil down to socio-economic growth, which will result in improvements and developments in the quality of life of each and every one of African child throughout the continent, from Cape to Cairo. Today, I would like us to look at sports and sports activities and developments beyond what we see on the field as ordinary African people, and see how can developments in technology lead to innovations that enhance and improve performance on and off the field, and impact on economic development. I hope you can make connections. We get to understand connections between and among all these elements, and for our interests as players in the innovation ecosystem in our continent. And this is how I like us to look at things and think about it. And as we said at the inception of this channel, how do we make sure? We want to make sure that African people are not, again, mere consumers, but they are owners and producers of all these technologies, and primary beneficiaries also of economic spin-offs, scientific and economic spin-off that will come as a result. That is the challenge today. That is the challenge this afternoon that I like to pose to all of us. We look at sports not just as mere sports. We look at technology in sports administration and management not just as it. And we look at how can innovations there be used for the development of African people, because that is where they play. That is where African people play. That's where they express themselves culturally and for entertainment purposes. But the challenge that I'm posing this afternoon is that it's deeper and broader than that, and that's how I like us to think about it. We may have to take this topic further and explore it further for another day, another day in the next or other session, because we have unfortunately run out of time. Let me remind you again to do the right thing, as we always do, that you like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Tell as many people as you can about this movement. Invite them to be part of it and also to participate and introduce topics and issues that should be explored openly, and also comment and advise on how best do we present that material to you and to the rest of the world. Again, Uthemba Wagamataba, I sign off. Ngiti, bye bye.